Why is following a YouTube tutorial, sitting for hours AFK, why is that so much more efficient than playing the game? Iron golems, an artificial being held together with Jewish magic created to protect people. Why do we melt them down for ingots? Do cows deserve to be confined to a small space, bred for their children to be killed? Am I silly for giving empathy to a fictional creature? Am I playing this game wrong? Technical players, those who like to build mob farms, are rewarded over and over and over again. Their machines, their ideas are so efficient that we are expected to find a tutorial to copy. Mojang designs the game around this knowledge. They expect you to make mob farms. Instead of playing the game, exploring caves, having fun with TNT, plundering dungeons and trial chambers, Minecraft keeps telling us over and over that what the correct answer is, that what we should be doing is following a tutorial to a machine we didn't design and sit at it. This game isn't made for people like us. Minecraft punishes us, makes us work 10 times as hard for 1/10 the resources technical players get. Mojang is letting players optimize the fun out of their games, punishes people who want to treat this fictional world like a real one, punishes its casual players for wanting to have fun. How can we change that? This video is about the design of Matcha Flavoured, a data pack I created, the reasons I made the changes I did, and the explanations for why I made them. If you just want to try it out, I have a trailer video with some cool features highlighted. Download it, use it, see if it's for you, but if you want an expansion on some of Minecraft's design flaws, if you want to know why being able to craft shulkers with leather in a chest isn't overpowered actually, then I encourage you to stick around. When I started my Forever World, I just came off of playing Raspberry Flavoured, a mod pack so good that I didn't want to leave. My only problem with it was that it was a mod pack. I didn't want my Forever World to be a modded one, so I had to settle things myself. I needed a ton of sand, and I didn't want to tear up my desert. I added a recipe that let me blast cobble into gravel and gravel into sand. Really simple, really silly, but it worked. One little change stopped me from demolishing an entire biome. And after that, I thought, what else? What other changes could I make that would let me never touch another mob grinder again? And how much of Raspberry Flavoured's great design could I implement into my own data pack? I started adding a bunch of foods and items, some functional blocks, and a ton of tweaks to the resource economy. I found myself able to make big builds. Big builds for me, at least. I've never made so much stuff. I've never made things so big in this game. And the only farm I ever made was for moss. In Matcha Flavoured, most ingredients have special abilities. I call them intrinsics. Cooking an ingredient can awaken whatever intrinsic is hidden in the raw food. Pumpkin, for example, does nothing on its own, but grill it in an oven or a campfire and you'll find that it gives a very short amount of resistance. This can give you some ideas. Preserve the pumpkin into pumpkin jam for more potent resistance, or bake it with sugar and spice to make a delicious empanada. Breath of the Wild had something similar. I love that game. Being able to predict and anticipate the effects of certain ingredients, I found really fun. All ingredients with intrinsics have at least 3 corresponding foods: simple, preparation, preservation, and a meal. Simple preparation isn't very useful in terms of effect, but can give you an idea of what these foods might look like at their full potential. Berry mash isn't something most people will make in droves, but sweet berry Danish? Now there's something we can all get behind. I made the decision to offload most potion effects into foods. I've always found that Minecraft's hunger system isn't very fun or engaging for me. The sprinting limitation is good in theory, but in practice only serves to frustrate me. The punishment is not severe enough to be interesting, and the remedy is not difficult enough to be engaging. I do think, though, that the hunger system in beta was really fun. So for Matcha Flavoured, I decided that the hunger and healing should be thrown out entirely. Instead, I tried to mimic the magic that previous system had. No hunger bar and no natural regeneration. You have to eat to heal, and you're never given a limitation on sprinting. I know that might be controversial for some. If you can always sprint, doesn't that mean hostile mobs won't be a threat? But put a pin in that, we'll come back to it later. Allowing foods to take over the niche once held by potions means that players will search for more diverse food intakes based on the potion effect they need. And because, unlike potions, foods stack, it makes obtaining potion effects far more accessible. If they're planning a trip to hell, they'll want to find some melons first. If they're caving, they should probably grab some glowberries or carrots. As soon as they get to the end, they'll make sure they stock up on chorus fruit. Players who progress slowly, invest their time into cooking and farming, are rewarded for their efforts. And since animal flesh holds no special properties, players will be less incentivized to manufacture slaughterhouses. instead cultivating the small amount of crops they would need according to their playstyle. There are 12 ingredients with unique effects, plus 2 more that act as secret ingredients, a few secret foods, and 4 special meals that have to be cooked in an oven to make. Green curry, Japanese curry, paneer makhani, and ramen. Some of my favorite foods, and all of their effects are so good and long-lasting, I think everyone will find them useful. Right now, there's about 51 different foods, not including meat or bread, and about 7 of those are secret recipes. I'd love to add more in the future, but I wanted to get the pack out first. So feel free to sprint forever and eat only when you think you should. Have fun experimenting with each ingredient and discovering what properties each food holds. In Matcha Flavored, when exploring, when finding rare books, or fighting powerful mobs, you'll be rewarded with a few unique items. Divine Fragments, Divine Favors, and Crystal Hearts. We'll talk about Divine Fragments and Favors later, but Crystal Hearts do something quite special. Crystal Hearts, when collected, permanently increase the amount of health you have, and at any time you can have up to 30 hearts total. And when you die, if you die, you won't lose your items. Instead, you lose a single heart. I've always found Minecraft's death system to be really punishing. I know for a lot of people it works, losing items is fun for them, but it isn't too fun for me. I grow attached to my tools. Sometimes I like being a little stupid and taking risks, but when I lose all of my items to lava, it can be really demoralizing. It's so punishing that I don't really want to play anymore. My solution to this was just to turn Keep Inventory on, but that creates a new problem. If death has no punishment at all, if there are no stakes, no reason to stop from dying, I'll find myself just tempted to jump off a cliff so I can teleport back home. I needed a solution to this. Thus, Crystal Hearts. I found that this system lets me get away with doing something stupid every now and then, but if I play too recklessly, I'll lose so much health that I'll be beating myself up trying to be more careful. This, I think, is a good punishment for players like me, who enjoy playing more casually and more recklessly, and it puts players in an interesting position. Do you spend all of your hard-earned diamonds making crystals, or do you save them for your tools? Do you blow through 30 diamond blocks just to get the edge on the upcoming bastion, or do you instead spend your time fishing and exploring to make up for the hearts you need? I want to give players options, and I want each option to be as rewarding as the other. This is a game about what you want to do, and each mechanic should reinforce that. I tried to make wandering traders a bit more useful. They'll buy music discs, carry maps to nearby villages, but they also have a new item. Refugee applications. Villagers who need a home after something terrible has happened to them. Welcome the refugees in and make a place for them here. Villagers are famously pacifist. They tend not to survive for too long on their own, so I added a band-aid fix for this. Boarding stones can protect your base when you aren't there, burning any undead within range. Plus, boarding stones heal all nearby friends of villagers. Once you put them down, they can't be picked back up. They'll shatter, revert to their raw, unstable form, so place them carefully. Villager trades have been overhauled, and with unlimited trades, there's no need to keep them locked in a closet with their workbench to restock. Emeralds have been renamed to obols, because I like that more. I know it's stupid, shut up. Obols are the same as emeralds, but much harder to come across, partially due to their overall rarity in chests, but also because villagers no longer buy anything from players. No mob grinders or fully automated melon farms can make you rich. Fishermen are the only villager that will buy items from you, and pay handsomely. So even if you fish for a bit, fail to catch any treasure, you can still take home a few bucks when you get back to your base. At the end of the day, I hope I can allow players to substitute one form of grinding for another. If you don't feel like mining, go explore instead. You'll still be able to get the stone materials you need. And if you don't like cutting down trees, go fish. You can come back to your base and trade your loot for logs. Zombies are fast now, like really fast. It's actually pretty scary. Their pre-existing pack mechanics combined with their new speed makes nighttime a really risky proposition. On top of that, only undead spawn on the surface now. Creepers and spiders, they prefer living in caves or forests. But not everything is harder. All skeletons have had their max HP cut in half. I gave creepers a little less health and cave spiders only 2 hearts. But I also made them very fast, so they're pretty nasty now. Rotten flesh no longer exists. Zombies instead drop tattered leather, an ethical way of sourcing a much-needed item. In addition, all undead mobs drop raw Estus or Estus Ash, an ode to a brilliant game, of course. If collected, raw Estus heals the player and turns into Estus Ash, a powerful magic component which we'll get back to later. I made these monster changes because of the crazy buffs and tools I've given the players. The monsters deserve a fighting chance. But this means early game is much more difficult than late game. In the beginning, you'll have to strategize and plan your moves carefully. You just found a dungeon, got a crystal heart and a divine fragment. You have to be careful getting out, because one wrong step and you'll lose the heart you've been looking for so long. Did you bring carrot cupcakes? Did you think about making a sweetberry Danish or pumpkin jam? Minecraft is a survival game, yes, but late game should feel markedly different from early game. And I think it's a shame that in Minecraft we always end up skipping the night. The night is peaceful. It should be sometimes, right? You have full netherite gear, you killed the ender dragon. You shouldn't have to contend with zombies when you just want to finish your back porch. That's why, after you kill the ender dragon, something changes. No zombies anymore, no more skeletons or creepers. You did what you were supposed to. You killed a god. You freed the end from her reign. You freed the world from her control. You deserve a reward. A big one. Nothing here now to distract you from building. Of course, it's not peaceful mode. Deep in the earth, evil still walks. But here, up here, it's safe. And it should be. I love Minecraft's early game, but often when I start a new world, I find myself frustrated with inventory management, slow tools, and a lack of enchantments I feel I need to play the game. In an effort to curb my endgame ambitions, I thought it would be better to make the quality of life kinder for early game and encourage players to take their time. Make them feel like the end is something they should do only when they're ready, when they want the rewards, not when they feel like they need it to build a house. Shulkers are the player's best tool to combat inventory management. I don't think something that useful and that necessary should be locked behind endgame content. I know for me, it made me feel like before I could even build, I'd have to finish the game first. So I added craftable shulkers, and I made them pretty cheap. Many people might say that's overpowered, but I don't think something being overpowered is actually a problem. The mace is overpowered, it can one-shot a warden, but it isn't broken, is it? Overpowered isn't the question you should be asking. Instead ask, is it fun? Does having access to shulkers in the early game ruin the player experience? Does it make it less fun? No, it doesn't. For me, it only makes early game more fun. Delabras and Mattocks are two new tool types that function as hybrid tools. They're both real tools with generalized niches. Delabras work as a pickaxe and an axe combined. Mattocks are a shovel-hoe hybrid, but hybrid tools-based mining speed aren't as fast as their original counterparts. If you find yourself frustrated that your hotbar is always full of tools and don't mind mining a little slower, the Delabra and Mattock are a good choice for you. It seems silly, but a small change like this really helps with Minecraft's inventory management system, and it makes interacting with it a lot less frustrating. I also added 4 new metals. Hepatizon, a gold, silver, copper alloy that has high base mining speed and when worn, makes you run faster. Shikudo, a gold copper alloy that cleanses malefics, steals life from mobs, and whose tools have silk touch as an intrinsic. Steel, processed iron that can make iron recipes doubly efficient. It's very durable, knockback and blast resistant, and its tools have a knockback intrinsic. Electrum, a silver gold alloy with maximum looting and fortune. Its armor and tools when worn or held burn nearby dead. I've also given intrinsics to a couple of pre-existing armor sets, but I guess you'll have to play to find out what those are. I hope these alloys are tempting in their own right, and I hope too that you'll have trouble deciding on which alloys and equipment you choose to wear. The goal with these sets was to make each option enticing enough that every player will have a different idea on what the best set and combination is. That every player, even after they kill the dragon, will choose different armor depending on their preferences. For me, it's bronze hands down, but I still find myself making and wearing different armor for different situations. I know when I go after the Wither, I'll need a Palatinate chestplate, and when I'm caving, adamant always trumps my bronze. Actually, I should also mention I removed the XP and repairing cap. All tools can be repaired forever. Alloy tools are repaired using their base metal components, except for adamant, which requires diamond blocks, gold blocks, or adamant scrap to repair. That means even in late game, you'll need to go mining for materials. Alright, finally, let's talk about enchantments. Estus Ash, Benzene, the rare divine gifts, these are powerful magic artifacts that you'll need in order to engage with the new enchanting system. Enchantments are no longer random or use XP to receive, instead you craft them, and the rarest, most difficult enchantments to obtain? Efficiency, unbreaking, protection, sharpness, and mending. All the enchantments everyone wants. Estus Ash and Ender Pearl and Benzene together can make stabilized Estus. This is a vital crafting component for most magic. Hellbound books use them. The Warding Stone has stabilized Estus at its center, and the Eye of Ender is crafted from this material. Don't worry too much, Ender Pearls are not nearly as hard to get anymore. Most mob drops have been increased to reduce the need for mob grinders or tedium. If you find and kill an Enderman, you'll get a Pearl. But this system is why Divine Fragments are so useful and why Divine Favors are so much more so. Divine Fragments can be reverse crafted from a Divine Favor and vice versa. Both are found by vanquishing powerful forces or breaking spawners. The first time you kill the Ender Dragon, you'll be granted a Divine Favor. Of course, killing Withers will do the same. I wanted to have a way to disincentivize mob grinders, and I think this one mechanic does a lot of the heavy lifting. You could make a simple mob grinder, but the Divine Fragment is staring you in the face. If you want to get to the end, you need that fragment. If you want to make an Unbreaking Book, Bedrock Busters, Crystal Hearts, or Netherite, you need that fragment. What are you gonna choose? Is a mob grinder really worth it? I added a couple of new enchantments, no spoilers of course, more secret recipes for food, tools, armor, and shields. I made a lot of tweaks to the recipes to make them kinder for players. Prismarine is craftable from copper, stonecutters give you more bang for your buck, can be used with almost all materials. Sticks and chests can be made directly from logs. I even added little statues that let you change the weather. Almost 50 different fish you can catch, including frogs. I even went through and made small changes to visuals no one else would care about but me. I made the moon work correctly. I mean, how cool is that? I put my heart into this thing. Even though I'm terrible at computer science, even though I'm just a guy who loves this game to the point of endless criticism, I really tried. And I'm happy I did. But all of this design, all of it isn't worth anything if you can't test it yourself. So I suppose now it's time for me to ask you for a favor. I want you to play this pack. Tell me what you like and what you wish was different. This whole pack, all the textures and data, I put it under the Creative Commons, the BYNCSA 4.0 license. Okay, it just means that anyone can use any part of this pack and make it their own. Do you like the food recipes but think everything else is stupid? Fair enough, man. Take the recipes, take the textures, go make your own pack with my stuff and see what you can do with it. The only thing you can't do is sell it. I want this to be a collaborative effort, something we can all work on together. There are a lot of textures I'm not happy with. The bread and naan, for example, they don't look as good as I hoped they would. Maybe you can make something better. I want there to be a mutual understanding with people who make offshoots of this pack, that all of our work is shared between each other. No one person owns these textures, and if you have a texture I think is really cool, I want to be able to put it into my own. I mean, with your credit, of course. I'm happy to take feedback and criticism, as long as you aren't an asshole about it, I'm all ears. Maybe some of the armor is too overpowered, maybe it isn't overpowered enough, that's the kind of stuff I want to hear from you on. On the Modrinth page there's a feedback form. Go check it out. Tell me what you think after you play it. I'm going to make an appendix video to this, hopefully in like a week. I want to give you all a time to play the pack. Tell me what you think of it, and hopefully by then we can have a discussion, you and I. A chance for me to elaborate, defend, or revise certain changes and design decisions. I'll pick out some comments I find particularly inspiring and we can discuss more then. Thank you though, really. Thank you. This data pack, when I started making it over a year ago, it was cobbled together and really sloppy. Maybe it still is. But you, all of you, gave me the motivation and inspiration I needed to really polish this thing up. I would never have made this if it weren't for you. I actually used Germsy Boy's textures for a long time before the ecology video. That video, the reaction to the textures made me redo everything from scratch. I learned a lot in that process. I wanted to make it so that anyone could use it, so that everyone could take it for free and use it however they want. That was the goal. And I made it. And I'm really happy about that. I can't believe I've been making videos for more than a year now. Time has gone so fast. I don't think you all realize how important you were for me. When I was going through my depression, it was hard to get out of bed, to do something for me. But I don't know. Now it feels like maybe I'm doing it for you too. And maybe that promise made it easier to get up in the morning. And maybe that promise convinced me to finally start living again. Don't touch that. Don't. You'll get tetanus. Coda. Tetanus. Whoa, look here. Coda, look.